What is good? I mean, what is really good, my people? It is UK. Trotting brother, dr.blick, the darkest man around. And today, guys, I'll be talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ with VENGE for Wahlberg and External Flash. Say hello to the people.
Giggity giggity, what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Flash here, and let's talk about some 2D shit.
Yeah, 2D shit. Oh shit. Well, what is good, bros and bras? This is your boy VENGE for Wahlberg here, and I have to throw this in every time. Checking channel every day, every night, my boy. But thanks for having me.
No problem, man. It's always great to have you on the channel. And today, guys, we'll be talking about whether it was right to go back to doing 2D fighters. Obviously, we haven't had a 2D fighter since Burst Limit, and obviously with this fighter getting a lot of reception, a lot of people getting hyped about it, a lot of people getting excited about it. Obviously you're gonna have the naysayers, and then you're gonna have the people that are more so saying that they should do this and actually do this for other anime games due to the fact that you can actually bring in more successful anime games. So let's start off with the fighting game expert, the Tekken channel himself, VENGE. What's your thought about this? Was it right for Dragon Ball to go back to 2D? And will this help other anime games in the future, like if this game is successful?
Alright, I'm gonna try hard as hell not to go ham like I've been doing the past few times. So here's my answer to this. Actually, I feel like this is a very good thing. For one, I feel like because of their goal, it was a very wise decision, and they chose the perfect team to create this game, which was Arc System Works. And as far as how I think this could impact like anime gaming period, I feel like this is a very good thing. If this actually turns out to be successful, this would it would basically give them plenty of options as far as trying to expand in this type of market and create a wider variety of video games. So I feel like this is a very good move.
What about you, Flash?
Alright, so I agree with everything that VENGE said, but I just want to throw this out there too. You have to keep in mind that one of the reasons, or one of the main reasons, that Dragon Ball FighterZ is being received so well is not because it's a 2D game. That's a big aspect, but one of the biggest reasons is because it's an actual competitive fighter. So if we're talking about like 2D just in general, I mean, we've had games like Budokai and Burst Limit. Those aren't exactly competitive fighting games, you know what I mean? Like, they're harder than Xenoverse, but they're not really competitive. So I feel like it would still be received well, but I don't think they would be as successful as FighterZ is right now, like in terms of reception, just for the main fact that they're not, you know, competitive. If they are competitive, like if we're talking about like 2D competitive fighters for other anime titles, then yes, I think that's like a really good idea. And I think fans would enjoy 2D regardless, but I don't think they'd be like on par with FighterZ in terms of reception. So that's all I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Like, when it comes to both of your opinions, I agree with both of you. Like, the fact that it's competitive is what makes people more so interested in it, because we had games like Burst Limit which didn't really sell well. But with FighterZ, the fact that it's competitive and the fact that its Arc System Works, like the developers is a key part to all of this, because if it wasn't Arc System Works, a lot of people may not have been interested in this. Like, if it was someone like Dimps developing a 2D fight, obviously the Budokai fans, all those fans will be happy about that, but as a whole wouldn't bring in as much of the hype as what Arc System Work is bringing.
Right.
And on top of that, it really depends on whether the community wants a competitive fighter, because some animes, some people may say that they should just stay 3D. Like some series like My Hero, some people will say, oh, I feel like that will suit 2D. Some series like One Piece, for example, some people say, oh, I feel like that should suit 3D better than 2D. It all depends, because everyone has their personal preferences on what they like in an anime game. And with the success of this game, and I feel like this game will be successful, I feel like it does give Bandai a lot of options, like VENGE said. Like, having a lot of options is good on their core, and it also gives them a chance to merge the fighting game community with the anime community in terms of making it bigger, in terms of actually getting people that are not fans of the anime to play the game. Because games like Burn and Blood, you somewhat have to know a lot about how the game functions. But if it's a fighting game, it would be something that you can actually learn how to play. Obviously, it won't be pick up and play, but you will still be able to learn how to play, and there will still be some stuff that anyone can actually get into, if you know what I mean. Like with Burning Blood, it's kind of limited to One Piece fans, which makes the audience a lot smaller. But with fighting games, you're not just only limited it to anime fans. You're bringing the fighting game community together, making one big community, which for Bandai's point, that's a great thing. So you guys got anything else to add to that?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Benj.
I'll add this. Like you guys were saying before, one of the biggest cons about this move, even though there are a lot of pros, the biggest con here is the fact that you know, the whole concept of competitive gaming, and how you have, oh, you know, this game is competitive because of XYZ. Like, you know how people would say that Xenoverse is competitive, and then people say how this game is competitive and that game is competitive. Maybe one of the reasons why that game is competitive in their eyes is because of the fact that the game is more user-friendly and they're able to do XYZ, and there's a lot of other things that you have to factor in. But when it comes to a game like this, it's a competitive to another level. It's a completely different spectrum. And like you said, it's only going to appease a certain amount of people. And it's all going to come down to who's willing to actually learn how to play the game. So this is a very tricky avenue that Bandai Namco is undertaking. But the fact that they wanted to cash in on the whole esports market, it was just extremely smart, and they'll bring in a lot of people. Especially because of the fact that this game, I mean, for Maximilian to cover it, the man that's like at the top of the fighting game food chain when it comes to YouTube, that's pretty big. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
I'll say this real quick before, you know, we end it or anything. But for one, FighterZ, if you guys saw their little gameplay booth at E3, got a lot of awards. A lot of awards. It's being highly praised, and Bandai's seeing this, man. And depending on how it sells, I definitely think they will take the route again, possibly with another anime. And something just to throw out there, Arc System Works didn't actually make Extreme Butoden, but they helped on it. And then they turned right around and helped on a One Piece version of Extreme Butoden.
Wink, wink.
So, wink, wink. If this one goes well, we could be seeing the next possible 2.5D competitive fighter maybe being One Piece. Because here's the thing, I don't want to go into One Piece too much. I just want to say, you know, One Piece, like Blick said, people like that, or they like Burning Blood because they're fans. People who aren't fans of One Piece aren't really going to like the game like we do. But this would be a good chance to get more people in. If someone makes a fighting game, the fighting community who has probably never even heard of One Piece are going to hop on the train and try it because it's a fighting game made by one of their favorite developers and get into the series. And I think that would be very beneficial for Bandai, and I think it's a possibility. So same with My Hero.
Yeah,
so that's just that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, because one of the things that Burning Blood did well is the visuals of the way the game looked. Like, people that weren't even into One Piece were interested in playing One Piece Burning Blood because the way it looks, like the abilities of the characters. Apply that into a good balanced game that anyone can get into, Burning Blood would have done amazingly well. Like, if it had all the stuff that fighting games have, or it was more correctly balanced, then a lot more people would be more drawn into playing Burning Blood than they are with Burning Blood the way it is. Like, I do agree with what you said, but I got a question for Venge. Venge, here's my question. If there's a developer other than Arc System Works that should develop another anime game, like, who would you say? Like, because Arc System Works can't do everything. Like, who would you suggest?
Oh, I hate to say it, but like, when I look at the other developers out there, I honestly feel like Arc System Works would probably be the only ones that would actually do a good job pulling that off. I mean, you got to give it to them. When it came to the to the game on visual and aesthetics and presentation, they nailed all of that. And I just feel like no one else could do it. You see how big this game got. This was out of fucking nowhere. I mean, so I don't know. I don't think there's really anyone else that can do it besides Arc System Works. It's really hard. Really.
That shows the bar that they've actually set for, like, when it comes to the stuff that they've done in the past. And like with the hype of Dragon Ball FighterZ, just keep in mind, like, fighting game community are hyping it more than the freaking fans of Dragon Ball. Like, they're throwing Marvel vs. Capcom in the bin. The Marvel vs. Capcom is getting so much shots fired at it. The fighting game community, it's just unbelievable. It's the anime Dragon Ball fans are the ones that are complaining about the game. It's weird. It's like it should be the other way around.
Wait, so I don't want to, like, I know that question was pertaining to Venge. I don't want to, like, intrude on the question or anything.
No, you can put your thoughts in as well. It's cool.
I'll say this: if I had to choose someone other than Arc System Works, because I agree with Venge, out of all the developers, I feel like Arc System Works are the only people who can nail it and make a really good anime fighting game, like, competitively. Like, those are the only people I know of. But if I had to choose, don't rash me, just listen for a second. I'd have to choose Dimps, but only if they go back to their roots and make a competitive Budokai 3 style anime game. No more 3D bullshit.
So you're saying like Dimps, like as in Dimps and Capcom, or just Dimps solely?
Was Capcom involved in Budokai 3?
No, I'm just saying because Dimps is like a branch of Capcom. I was just saying because Dimps is a branch of Capcom.
No, I mean
that's the reason I
Dimps
said
alone. Like, if they go back to their roots and they do their thing on a 2D or 2.5D competitive anime fighter, because here's the thing, Budokai 3 was a 2D anime fighter, but it wasn't it wasn't made for the competitive audience, right? It was made for kids who like Dragon Ball, who wanted to play on PS2. That's just facts. So if they actually put work in and made a competitive 2D or 2.5D anime fighter, I feel like that would be really good and really fun. I feel like that would be like neck and neck with fighters if they went back to their roots, if they did it correctly. But like, that's a big if, because they've been doing 3D for a while and they still can't get it right. That's none of my business.
Venge, I know you got a quick thoughts about this, like, so just put your thoughts about if Dimps were to make let's say a Naruto or a One Piece game. Like, just give your quick thoughts about this as well.
If Dimps would actually do it, I mean, as far as I remember, like, Dimps was always more towards the Dragon Ball side of things. But like I said before, I feel like everything is gonna ride on, you know, how this game is received when it comes out. Because I feel like they had, what I meant by options, because I never really elaborated on it, I feel like they're going to have, oh my gosh, I almost feel like if this game does well, then they have the opportunity to take the guys that, you know, typically, you know, that makes the typical anime game, and kind of like give them a little bit more time, maybe. I don't know how that's going to work, because I mean, time is always an issue, but I feel like they can spread them around a little bit and work with the teams that make the anime games. You may have it where they're gonna have their competitive gaming side and then their more typical anime gaming type side to please both areas. Basically, you just have two different groups of people that you can appease, therefore, like, you know, getting more people into, you know, Dragon Ball as a whole, or whatever, One Piece, whatever, you know. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I got to say.
I think so.
Okay, so guys, this has been the video. This has been a nice, fun discussion. Leave your thoughts about this down in the comment section below. Like, would you like to see another 2D anime game? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you check out Flash and Vengeful Wilburg. They'll be in the description below, or I'll pin them to the comments. Either way, you'll be able to get across to their channel quickly. But yeah, let me just wrap up this video. So please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, please like, rate, and enjoy this video. And yeah, this is UK Chocolate Brother will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.
Peace. Bruh, I ain't heard that in a while.